Okay, Dave, so towards the end of Data Center World in London, you've had a booth here. Just give us a little bit of an insight into what's been happening for you over the show and your impressions of the show. So.
Yeah, so obviously CBS, we've actually exhibited here for the last 3 years now. Each year we've gone bigger and better. So this year it's just been tremendous. The footfall on the stand's been great. So yeah, we've learned on the first couple of tries, first couple of goes at DCW. So we now got coffee and beer on the stand as well. So it brings people to the stand, and it's obviously an excellent way to start a conversation, offering a drink and stuff like that. Come and sit down and let's have a chat. So yeah, it's been great, Phil. Yeah.
And in terms of what you've been promoting on the stand, have you had any new solutions, any particular topics you're focusing on? Just what have you been doing?
A lot of talk, obviously, in the run-up and in the last 12 months even, has been a lot about AI. So we offer fire detection, fire suppression systems. So we've been obviously aligning that with the enhanced fire detection and fire suppression systems that we can offer. So yeah, it's been good talking points on the stand has been what we were doing, the bigger power situations that AI now gives us. How would we go about protecting these areas? So yeah, that's been a big talking point from our perspective.
And in terms, because I mean, obviously occasionally we hear about fires in data centers, and possibly a slight increase. Is that just because more data centers are being built, so therefore there will be more fires? Or is there anything inherently happening that's making them slightly more susceptible to the fires?
Yeah, I think option one, really, what you were saying in terms of there's more data centers, there's more kit going through these, there's more power, there's more cooling. I think everything sort of aligns itself to there's then inherently more risk in these areas. So yeah, that's how I see it anyway. So more data centers being built, more power is inherently going to increase the risk of fire in these areas. So.
And in terms of the sort of UPS and I guess the battery systems, are some of the newer chemistries you sort of coming in? Are they mitigating some of that risk, or are they bringing different challenges? Just how do you see, I suppose, because you still got your lead acid, obviously lithium ion comes along, but thermal runaway might be an issue. So, and then on newer chemistries, just your overview of what you're seeing with those different battery technologies.
Yeah, so CBS actually are one of the biggest providers and system installers of Lion Tamer, a lithium-ion battery detection system. So we do obviously market that and say it'd be a great idea to include these in your battery makeup system. Obviously, if it's a lithium-ion battery makeup, these do detect off-gassing before thermal runaway. So it's a great addition to any data center to try and mitigate that risk factor before any detection system or suppression system is activated. It's very, very early warning, sensing of this off-gassing. As I say, there's no real regulation around it yet, which I'm sure will come in the next few years. But yeah, we sort of started advising people it's a great addition to your fire protection solution, really. If you can put a really early warning on these lithium-ion batteries, it just sort of helps the fire suppression and detection system. So yeah, it's a great addition to our offering, really, our product offering.
And is there anything else on the roadmap that you can share with us as to what you might be doing into the future? Or are you sort of content that the portfolio is sort of well-rounded at the moment?
Yeah, well, obviously we sort of align ourselves with manufacturers, so we don't actually manufacture anything, but we partner with big manufacturers who offer us their detection solutions, their suppression solutions. A lot of these larger data centers are all now starting to go water mist, so we're very, very experienced in water mist, and we have a couple of partners that we use, supply partners who we're trained in the use of their kit, design of their kit, and so we're seeing a big influx of water systems, water-based systems into these large data halls. So yeah, more of that, please. That's what we're after. We're after more detection, more suppression, and yeah, we would do a solution bespoke to that particular building.
And maybe one final thought in terms of the way the industry is expanding. You've obviously got a lot of new people coming in from different sectors. Are you finding that's a bit of a challenge because some of them maybe don't have the understanding and the right practices when it comes to sort of fire suppression and safety in the data center, or are they all well versed in what needs to happen? Or?
Yeah, I think there is obviously a skills gap out there, but the guys that we're seeing are sort of like you've got your general knowledge of fire detection and fire suppression systems. You come into a business like our own, we would give you that training as well. So obviously we would add to your knowledge in sense of training you up to be the engineers we want. So yeah, more of the same. If we get guys in who've got that basic knowledge from the FIA or whoever's training, the detection side, yeah, we would add to that knowledge and give them further training in these systems that we're using. So
if there's one thing you could change in the sector, would it just be getting some sort of good, consistent regulation? Is that the important piece that's perhaps missing at the moment?
Yeah, so a fire industry is a very reactive industry, so it only ever happens when there's an issue.
Right.
So, for instance, the lithium-ion battery makeup, it wasn't really an issue 5 years ago. Now it is. So, obviously, we react to that. And as I say, there isn't any regulations around that in the fire industry yet, but it's going to come. It's going to happen. So that's what we're sort of educating people about. And obviously, we want to be at the forefront of that. So, yeah, we like giving back as well.